Hi there, my name is Sarah Cadillo. I am a master's student at National University. My goal is to obtain my teaching credential as well as my master's degree in EL education. Currently, I am an attendance clerk at a middle school. I've been there for 8 years, and being around um, the school environment and in the administration building, I felt like it was time to pursue what I've always wanted to do, which is to teach. Before I was an attendance clerk, I was a substitute teacher for about 5 years, and then I was a bilingual assistant, an instructional bilingual assistant for another 5 years. So my heart has always been in the classroom, and I'm thankful enough to almost be finished with my career in order to pursue my teaching career. So, what my topic is about is on social and emotional learning for English language learners. I feel like this topic was so important because lately, the current educational trend has been, social and emotional learning for the general ed population and for students and how well it's impacted their academic achievement. And then I believe that with recent findings, especially with English language learners, they've needed more of the social and emotional support in the learning, more than any demographic, I believe, out there. So I felt that in order for the students to feel more supported rather than just solely in language support, I felt that we can also address some of those social and emotional needs that they may have, to help with their academic achievement. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to investigate this topic, because there is a need to close that achievement gap for for this group of students. And I feel like, if anything, the English learners need that social and emotional support in the learning more than a little bit more than other students. Now, my resources that I use to investigate my topic, I used a variety of resources, all online, within the last at least 5 years. I used a number of case studies, other case studies that have implemented social emotional learning to this group of students. And then I've investigated it through using scholarly articles. I used websites such as Colorín Colorado, Edutopia, and the Civil Rights Project from the University of Los Angeles, from UCLA. I also used Child Trends, which are very reputable websites to investigate topics regarding in the educational topics. So my research question um, is: can social and emotional learning improve academic achievement in English language learners? And I believe it can. Research has shown that social and emotional learning improves the academic achievement in just regular general ed students. So why not implement these competencies with the English language learners? I plan to find my research through through a survey I'd like to give to my students, maybe observe the classroom in which it's being implemented in, and then also review their documents and examine their test scores. The approach that I would like to take in this, my methodology, is I plan to use um, it's a curriculum. It's a social and emotional learning curriculum called Move This World. And it's very basic. I know something else to give to the educators. You don't want to take away from their instructional day, but it takes 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes from either the beginning of the day or the end of the day, almost kind of like an icebreaker for the start of the day. And it teaches them these competencies daily, and they're group and chunked in sections, obviously. And they just play the videos. The curriculum is provided. They play the videos, and then they're done with it. They talk about it. They try to implement it throughout the day, and that's it. So it's fairly simple. Um, so the way I plan to collect this data is I'd like to, start off with my base. I have a table in which I'm going to list the students, their proficiency levels, if they're emergent or expanding. I'm only planning on using those two type of students. They will be contained in a classroom. Um, I work again at a middle school, and in this middle school classroom, there's the ELD sheltered kids. Um, they have an ELD 1 for first period, and this group of students is only composed of emergent and expanding students. So I'm only going to be using those two types of students. And then they have an ELD lab, I'm sorry, for second period. So this group of students, it's composed of about 25 students, and they stay within uh, with the two class periods every single day. I plan on using, seeing their grade point average to, throughout progress report 3, progress report 4, progress report, and then their second semester um, grade point average. So, I'd like to just see if their grades have improved since using this curriculum. And then I'd like to compare their first grade semester GPA when in which they were not um, being exposed to the social and emotional learning curriculum, and then compare it to their second semester grade point average to see if there's been a difference in improvement or not improvement. And then because social and emotional learning also assists in their discipline behavior aspect of it, I'd like to see if they've had any entries for the first semester and then compare it to any entries they've had in their database for the second semester to see if there's been an improvement or it's been hindered, their discipline has been hindered, you know, while being exposed to the program. And then also because social emotional learning also improves attendance, and I work with attendance, it's one of my passions. I'd like to see if their attendance has improved because of it, because studies show that every missed day is a missed opportunity. So, um, does social emotional learning help also improve their attendance? And so that's something I'm kind of going on a tangent there, but I'd love to see uh, if there has been a change in that. And that's basically it with my methodology. Um, I If I were to go back in time and I'd give myself some sort of advice on curating my research, I think I would love to have probably been a little bit more organized. I did go through COVID during my one of my methodology section, and I felt I wasn't as there as I had hoped I would have been. But I am satisfied with it overall with my approach. Um, I just wish I would have had a little bit more time to just think things through and researched a more, the best social emotional learning curriculum for my approach. So that's basically it. I think I'm pretty happy with it, and I think the Move This World curriculum is very effective. There's many reviews, many school districts have used it throughout our country, so I feel like it will be very effective. But that's about the only thing I would have probably have changed is done a little bit more research on on other social and emotional learning curriculums. But that's about it. And with this and after my master's courses, I hope to become a middle school teacher, at least for sixth grade. I am a multiple subject credentialed um, a student, but at least for sixth grade. But specifically, I feel like my passion is working with the English language learners. I would love to help. as maybe an intervention teacher with my LTELs, with long-term English learners. I feel like if anything, they also need the support. We can't forget about them. We have to make sure to, get them up where they need to be, especially because they've been long-term English learners. But that's about it. That is my professional goal. Thank you very much.